Well, hello and welcome to my Ninja Turtles channel. It's another Turtle Tuesday, so I'm doing my weekly stream. Every Turtle Tuesday at 9 p.m. New York time, we're doing the Ninja Turtles show here on my Ninja Turtles channel. Thank you, of course, for joining me. Everybody, what is going on? Stephen Murphy, hello, how are you? JR24, bonjour. TMNT 1990, CC, what's going on, everybody? We are going to be joined tonight by the great Tato Ruzu. So I wanted to get right to it. Let's go. I agree, TMNT 1990. Of course, everybody, slash the like button. Thank you for joining me. Hit the like button with a nunchuck. Bop it with the bow staff, of course. Let's get that going on. And to the replay gang, leave a comment. Subscribe if you don't already, of course. And follow along here on YouTube. Subscribe. And, of course, subscribe over on Rumble. And follow along on Twitter as well at my TMNT channel. What is going on, everybody? Second to last show of the year. It's freezing where I am. Let's type a T in the chat. T for time to get started. Second to the last show of the year. The year is winding down. 2024 is winding down. And it's been a nice year. The 40th anniversary of the Ninja Turtles. So it's been a busy year. It's been a nice year. So we're typing T for Turtles. If you like the Ninja Turtles, type a T. And I'm going to type a T for thank you. T for thank you for joining me, of course. So let's get Tato Ruzu. And a T for Tato Ruzu as well. Let's get Tato Ruzu on the old stream here. We'll do another stream with the great Tato Ruzu. Returning guest, friend of the channel. Great Ninja Turtles content creator as well. So he's got that triple threat thing going on. Friend of the channel. So it's nice to have Tato Ruzu join us. It's always enjoyable. It's always enjoyable. I've been playing a lot of video games recently. My mind has been in the clouds. So I've been playing video games. And I'm ready to talk about Turtles. I'm all video gamed out, so I'm ready to talk Turtles now. Let me get you on screen, Tato Ruzu. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Doing very well. Thank you for joining me, of course. And happy Thanksgiving and soon Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's all happening so fast. You know, when the holidays start coming, they just hit you hard and they don't stop coming. But yeah, it's great to be on. I'm happy to be on again and talk about the Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely. Yeah. It seems like it was just like a few months ago you were on, and then it's Halloween, and all of a sudden it's the end of the year. So it really flew by. So I'm happy to have you on, and you had a great year. It was the year of Tato Ruzu. I'm declaring it was the year of the rise of Tato Ruzu. ROT TMNT. But yeah, you had a great year, and so I'm happy to have you on again. It always I try to have you on like monthly or like bi-weekly or something, and it always just ends up being a few months. We should set a schedule or something like every month or something. It's always great to have you on.
Yeah, I like coming on. Maybe we could set up like a recurring show or something. I don't know. It's like I I want to get started on projects and then, things kind of fall by the wayside. So, maybe eventually we can get something set up like that.
Whatever happened to your long form show, In Shells, the Tato Ruzu Experience podcast? Is it just kind of another project in the wings?
Yeah, I mean, I have all of the assets set up for it, and I was really happy with what I had put together so far. It's pretty much all set up, but it's like it takes me about a week to work on a video. So from like script writing to recording to editing to publishing, that takes like a week. So trying to find the time to also do like the podcast, it's kind of tricky. And also I was thinking like, well, I don't want my channel to kind of like be overrun with like kind of low effort podcast content. I like doing the regular videos, and I'm not like confident enough to do it live like you do with your shows. So it's just a struggle. Maybe I could try doing it live. That could be interesting, but I don't know.
So yeah, low quality podcast style content. That's my lane, I realized. Enough with the trying and the edited videos, with the planning ahead and the script and the research. I just figured
No,
I'll put together 10, 12 slides. I'm just gonna go live and wing it for like an
no,
hour.
I think your live streams are like really well put together, really entertaining. and doing all of that live is kind of difficult. But just like pressing record and, you know, doing something like pre-recorded with no editing and then, just pushing it onto YouTube, that's different. But like what you do live, you have all these different scenes and, all these different like graphics and all these moving parts. Um, there's a science to it, and I think you do it really well.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, I've been slacking on the edited videos recently. I've been changing a few things around in my computer setup and trying to fine tune all that, and it becomes a big hassle. And like I said when I was starting the show, I've been playing a bunch of video games recently. Honestly, I've been addicted to playing video games. I've been putting
What you
everything
been
else to the
playing?
save. I've been playing Splintered Fate a little bit, and I bought a used Xbox 360, so I've been playing like a bunch of old games and doing a bunch of stuff like that, like going back through some classics from like 10 years ago. So that's been fun.
Right. Once you like go down like a hobby rabbit hole, it's hard to kind of crawl your way out of that and start doing something, something else. Um, I've definitely been down that path, and that's what sucks about doing video. I mean, I don't want to complain, come on the show and just start complaining, but it does take a lot of time. It's a hobby in and of itself, just making videos.
It really is. It takes a deceptively large amount of time, and that's cool. You got a bunch of plans for the future. I'm excited for your stuff for the future. By the way, is my audio coming through okay? I'm using different audio settings. Does it sound like it roughly normally does?
Yeah, you sound great.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, you sound great as well. Your avatar looks great. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to all your stuff in the new year, of course, and looking forward to a lot of new turtle stuff. There's been a lot of turtle stuff this year, of course. I was just at the store a couple days ago looking at toys, and there was a ton of Ninja Turtles toys at the store. There was like too many. There were a bunch of peg warmers and all. I
Yep.
feel like this 40th anniversary is coming to a close. 2024 40th anniversary, and it seemed like they just went all out with like this crazy cash grab. And I'm excited to see what they do next. I'm wondering what they do next. If they continue just churning out the product, or if they tone it down a little bit. If they kind of let the hype and TMNT dissipate a little bit, or what the plan is.
Yeah, I was at Walmart the other day, and all of the Mutant Mayhem or Tails toys, they're already going on clearance. They're already like reduced. And then right next to that, there's a peg with all of the classic Ninja Turtles toys, and they're all like normal priced. So it's kind of funny seeing that kind of contrast there.
Yeah, it was a little bit it was kind of overwhelming. There was too many toys, and yeah, they were peg warmers, and it's just yeah, they weren't selling, so it kind of made me worried. I was thinking these are going to go on clearance, and then it's going away. I don't know if it's going to have as much of a presence next year. Couple questions from the chat real fast. From JR24, Bonjour. He says, "What would for Tatsuruzu, what would you say is your favorite TMNT media?"
Hmm. I don't know. I really like the if I'm gonna like sit back and relax, I really do like the 1990 movie a lot. That's kind of the easiest one to just kind of turn on and just kind of watch. So I'd go with that. If I really don't want to pay attention like at all, and just have something on in the background, then I don't think you can really beat the 87 show. I've watched so many episodes of the 87 show that have just been on in the background, and I couldn't tell you anything about them because they're just on in the background. It's kind of like junk food media to an extent. But if I want to like kind of like really lock in and enjoy something, then I always go back to anything from Volume 1, the Mirage comics. Um, that's kind of like I can always go back to those comics and enjoy them.
Yeah, I always enjoy your videos about the Mirage comics. You're very knowledgeable, and you always have like a lot of cool insight about the old Mirage comics, and I enjoy them. How did you feel the IDW comic relaunch went this year?
Yeah, I thought well, first I was glad that we saw Sophie's run end in 2024, right? I think
Yeah.
that was probably the biggest highlight of 2024 is just seeing all of that just finally come to an end and start a new chapter. So really anything that comes after Sophie's run is automatically an upgrade, right? So before I say anything either positive or negative about the new run with Jason Aaron, I need to preface it by saying I'm glad that Sophie's run is finally over, and I think that's a good thing, and it's only uphill. So I kind of want to have a an optimistic view of it, but at the same time, you know, there are things about the new run that I don't like. Chris Burnham is a real douche, so to speak, and that kind of killed some of my hype for it, to be honest. Um, but I don't know. The first four issues, they are kind of like just building up to something, um, you know. But despite the some of the criticisms that you've had toward the new oncoming artist,
Mhm.
I think that his work looks okay, and I think that going forward, issue 5 and beyond, I'm optimistic. I think it's going to be a good comic. Um, I'm still probably not going to promote it or cover it unless it's really, really good. But I am optimistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the new artist has a great style as well. I like the gritty, like sketchy kind of style. I like the character he gives the turtles as well. But yeah, of course they kind of lost me. Of course, I'm not a comic reader anymore, and I not a comic buyer or reader or anything. Really, don't even enjoy. I never really enjoyed comic culture. I'm kind of new to it. I feel like an outsider. I never really got into it, and it just you know. I read him for a few years and kind of, I guess I'm kind of over it. I was a little bit over it before all that Chris Burnham stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But that was definitely the nail, final nail in the coffin. But what a dork. I got to say, I checked out his timeline the other day. The guy is just a sad sack. It was really pathetic, but I would
Yeah.
really rip on that guy a lot more. I was thinking about, going on the attack, but I feel bad for him. And he's part of like a dying American industry, like the comic book industry. It seems to just be dwindling, and I feel bad for him. So I think his life is his own punishment.
Yeah, it is kind of weirdly bittersweet that all of these weird um, culture warriors, these these comic artists who are demanding more and more money, and they're constantly pushing these far left ideologies, putting it into their books. They're at the forefront of saying we need more multiculturalism and diversity, and then they are the first people, or among the first people, to lose their jobs to more talented foreign artists. So while I would like good American artists to work on books, the fact that it's people like Chris Burnham who are being replaced by South American artists is bittersweet and very funny to me.
Yeah, it's funny. I see the guy that's replacing Chris Burnham or taking up the mantle after him, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we need more. We need more guys like this. Let's staple a green card to his comic book cover. He's the right I'm getting all into it.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
Jonah
it's
Level Fox,
funny.
how's it going? Oh, pardon me, Tadaruza. What'd you say?
Oh, and I was just saying, yeah, it's just a funny situation.
Yeah. So I wish him the best of luck, but yeah, I'm not a comic book reader. They lost me. Everybody always talks about, oh, what's your first comic? How'd you get into comics? And I remember my last comic. I have a story about how I got out of it. So it's
Yeah.
funny, but it's nice. I was kind of getting out of it anyway. Even the like week before that happened, I think I was pretty much. I think I talked about it on the show that I was just not feeling the comics anymore. But yeah, I agree. I was very happy the Sophie Campbell run ended. I was numb to the comics. I was almost numb to Ninja Turtles in general because of that run, and it really threw me for a loop. So I was thankful that's over as well, and happy they're moving on from that. And maybe I'll be able to enjoy them at a certain point in the future. But
Yeah. And I agree with your sentiment about the comic books and comic book culture and that sort of thing. I've even though I really like the Mirage comics, and I really like some of the like indie underground comics from like that era, like the 80s and early 90s. I've never felt like I've fit in these comic book circles, because if I walk into a comic book shop, they're not going to have anything I want most of the time. I'll find a hidden gem. Maybe I'll find like an old Turtles comic, or maybe I'll find um some weird 80s comic like Troll Lords or something, and then that'll be cool. But it's not like I can go in there and discuss these things with these people who primarily just consume every new Marvel and DC comic that comes out, because I don't. So it's like it's weird because I don't really feel like I fit in there either. And most comic book shops are just bad. I actually made a video recently about comic book shops. They're just in a sorry state.
Really like that video, the 5 worst kinds of comic book shops. By the way, everybody go subscribe to Tato Ruzu if you don't already, and follow him on Twitter. I put links in the description. Really enjoyed that recent video about the 5 worst types of comic book shops. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, thanks. It's just, it's just kind of the I've experienced so many different shops, and just having like consistent disappointment, or like consistently bad experiences. I felt like it was finally time to just make a video about it. I guess it was kind of like my video on toy collecting. Sometimes I kind of reach outside of Ninja Turtles and talk about other things, I guess.
That was good. That was great. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's I've realized too over the years going to various types of comic book shops and whatnot. Like I realized I'm not a comic book guy. I'm a Ninja Turtles guy. I'm not a comic book guy. But
Yep.
I have to go into their world to get the that medium to get my Ninja Turtle fix. So they do. It's okay. Just like geek culture and stuff in general just kind of weirds me out. It's a little bit goofy. I think of the people you were going to town on a certain Twitter a provocateur of yours, a hater, you're a significant hater. And it just reminds me of people like that. And I just, I think, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad and tragic because the idea of I guess the nerd, it was kind of like being an outcast before, in a way. Like, but now it's kind of like a pop culture thing, especially since like shows like The Big Bang Theory. It's become like a pop culture thing that you like want to be a part of. It's like a prideful thing. It's like, no, like the part of what made it what it was is because it was a little bit shameful. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It sounds ridiculous, but having these weird subcultures become so commodified, and such a big part of pop culture has really sucked the soul out of them, and kind of made them only really, well, they used to appeal to like a small subset group of people. There were these outcasts that had this like inherent kind of pent up masculinity, where they didn't have an outlet for that. These people, they weren't really sports people usually. They didn't they didn't really have an outlet for this sort of what they would call toxic masculinity. And now it's like it appeals to everyone. Now it's like it appeals to the lowest common denominator. It's for everyone. And if something is for everyone, then that means really it's for no one in particular. And that's why the whole comic industry and the whole nerd world is so cringe and so stupid, because it really doesn't appeal to anybody in particular.
I got to agree with you there. They got a lot of going on, a lot of problems, and the IDW. Do you predict IDW? I don't think they're going to be going out of business next year or anything. I think they could stick around for a long time, but I don't know if the sales numbers reflect it. But I just feel like cultural relevance, comic books, it's just on the way out. Like maybe you said that geek culture stuff, it became commodified, and it's played out with the Big Bang Theory and all that. I'm not Sheldon. I don't want to be Sheldon. Everyone,
Yeah.
you tell him you read a comic book. Oh, let's talk about boron. No, I do other things as well, but I'm not. Yeah, everyone's not cliche kind of geek nerd or something. I don't know. Yeah, and my toxic masculine. I'm way too toxic. I'm way too masculine. I can't be seen in a comic book store anymore.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Like what, you know, and that sort of thing. It used to be, you used to be able to be open about that. You used to be able to talk crudely about women, for example. Like all, before the modern age, all women who were drawn in comic books were drawn, in a very specific way. They tended to be beautiful women. There was that inherent masculinity where, okay, we want to see attractive women. And now it's like all of that's gone. You like it needs to appeal to everyone, and in a sense that just means it appeals to no one. But you know for IDW, I think they will last. I think they will be around for a while. I just don't think that they're going to be able to afford doing TMNT forever. I think either next year or the year after that, they're not going to be able to afford their TMNT license anymore. They're really they're in a really bad financial situation, and you know they would have to raise more capital somehow if they want to pay for their licenses again. I just don't see that happening in perpetuity. Maybe they can maybe they could renew one more time, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna have the TMNT for a while. And I think if IDW loses TMNT, I don't think we're going to see TMNT comics for a while, because if IDW can't afford it, I'm not expecting other small publishers to be able to buy that license, and Marvel's not gonna, or Disney rather, is not gonna buy it, and Warner Bros. Discovery is not gonna buy it. So they're not gonna go to Marvel or DC. That would be wishful thinking. So not like I'd want them to anyway. So the TMNT comics might die within the next few years.
Yeah, might get a little break. Might have to go back to the classics. A little bit of a drought. And there's really only been a few years, months really, where there hasn't been a Ninja Turtles comic in publication since 1984. They took the little break in 2000, but that's pretty much it.
Yep.
There's been, little breaks between Mirage and Image and this and that, but there's pretty much a comic book coming out at least every calendar year. But yeah, really interesting. It went from like a real niche subculture, kind of underground indie thing, and now it's just like the TMNT Reddit, like the video I made a few weeks ago. It's just become this weird echo chamber kind of thing, I guess. Did you like that video, the long stream about the TMNT Reddit? Do you like that new format where I just talk about one thing the whole stream?
Yeah, I think it's nice. I like when you're kind of like free flowing as well, and you kind of just kind of go off, and I like that. I think that appeals to a lot of people.
Oh, cool. Did you like the Ninja Turtles anti-America video as well? That was a different style as well. I tried to do a go off video.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I like those videos because like they're almost like as if it would be like a scripted video, but you're doing it live. Like that that classic Bill O'Reilly line, "We'll do it live." That's you.
Yeah, I want that
I thought it was
energy.
great. Yeah, you kind of do. I think you keep good energy throughout your show. You do live streams. You're one of the best at it.
I'm the only Ninja Turtles live streamer. I'm the top of the class.
The best Ninja Turtles live streamer, hands down.
No other Ninja Turtles live streamer with a Turtle Tuesday live stream is, I'm number one out of all of them.
Well, I think people don't realize like how sophisticated it is to do, a live stream. I know like you're kind of self-deprecating, but there are like a lot of moving parts, right? Like you do have multiple scenes and multiple elements going on at the same time. It's not, it's not something anybody can do, and you do it so well. The first time I watched one of your streams, it was just so captivating, and it really is like a show as well. It's great. I'm glad we have something like this in the Ninja Turtle space.
Oh, well, thanks so much. I'm glad we have your channel as well. I've been enjoying watching your videos the past year. Like I said, this has been a real come up year this has been the year of Tato Ruzu. So I've been enjoying that. And like I said earlier, I'm thankful you joined me on the stream. Let me show you a scene I've been working on here. Let me see if this one works. Look at that. I don't know if you can watch the stream right now, but we got a two up, you and I. Fox
Yeah.
News. Another fancy scene. You're in. It's the sandbox. It's the mind of a madman you're in right now.
That's sick. I love it.
Turtle Carlson. So yeah, it's weird. Ninja Turtles went from like indie thing to Reddit, and now it's Tales of the TMNT. Did you watch the remainder of the Tales of the TMNT TV show?
No, I just couldn't, I don't really want to take time out of my day to sit down and watch 30 minutes or more, depending on how many episodes I watch, of something that I just know I'm not going to like. Um, and yeah, it's just, you know, time is a precious thing. You just can't give it up to anything.
Yeah, I watched the first 6 episodes and I tried to make a video for each one of them, and then I stopped making Ninja Turtles videos altogether. So
Yeah,
that
like watching that show just blackpilled you so much.
it
You
re-
just stopped making videos.
it honestly did. At least Sophie Campbell's run, it made me. I was ignited. I was felt fired up. I wanted to hate on it,
And
but
it's
then
funny to hate on Sophie like it's like it's like cringe DeviantArt, like Tumblr stuff. And
yeah.
it's funny to shit on it. Yeah.
And now I'm just indifferent. The show's on. It's not on. I don't even care. What? Oh, it's bad. Not my problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tales of the TMNT just really, yeah, I did get blackpilled. I totally disengaged. I totally just became like disinterested and indifferent. I'm not even a hater anymore. I don't even care. I'm out almost, but there was a lot of good stuff this year too. I did like the 40th anniversary comic. I liked seeing all the old talent come back. So there was other good things this year, just maybe not in that comic book world.
We did have a lot of great toys this year. I mean, there's always like an avalanche of toys coming out and figures and merch, maybe sometimes too much, but the few things that you do pick up, they're cool items. I really liked I know a lot of people didn't like them, but the best action IDW toys, I thought, it was cool to see Santaluco's turtles in like toy form. I never would have thought in a million years that they would have done that, and then they just kind of dropped out of nowhere. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a long time coming too. Those toys have been, the comics have been going since 2011, so whatever, 13 years in the making. Pretty impressive, and
Yep.
yeah, that is really cool that they finally made those. I'm surprised that didn't happen earlier, but maybe there was some sort of contractual thing preventing them from doing that. But who knows?
Yep. You
Well,
know, it was kind of disappointing that we haven't heard any more news about the last Ronin game, because we had some video game slop this year, like especially the Tales game. We had Splintered Fate, that was good, but it's not like the kind of double A or triple A TMNT experience that people want.
yeah, Splintered Fate is definitely it's a great phone game. It's a really fleshed out phone game, and it was fun to play even on the computer. But it is limited to an extent, and it's not supposed to be that top tier AAA gaming event. It's just it's a good phone game. But
Right.
yeah, I hope we get the last Ronin game, and I hope it's like an open world, fleshed out, dark, mature, impressive game. And I hope we get a Last Ronin movie at some point. But who knows when in the future that'll be 2028 or something. It's still in the early pre-production. So yeah, no news about Last Ronin movie or game, but yeah, I hope we get something because Mutants Unleashed, I haven't played it. I might wait till it's on. I might get it when it's on sale, but I know I'm going to have the same experience as Tales of the TMNT, so I'm kind of trying to avoid it, I guess.
Right. Also, I wanted to get this out. We talked earlier about how, watching Tales is kind of a waste of time. I really wanted to make like kind of a definitive video going over Rise, just like a Rise manifesto in video form. But the problem is that I would have to like sit down and watch and rewatch Rise and write this script and take notes. I like do I Is it worth it watching something I don't like to make a video trashing it? And I guess that's partly why a lot of my videos more recently have been kind of more positive and less critique focused because it and I don't know, is it worth it?
Yeah, it's doing the hate watch. It's tough on your soul and your spirit. I got to say, I accidentally stumbled into hate watching Tales of the TM. I went in to enjoy it, but yeah, it definitely did a number on my soul. It's like a wet blanket on my spirit, but I'll shake it off eventually.
Yeah, it's interesting. You came into TMNT at an interesting time, right? It was like when the 2012 show was kind of wrapping up, and then you were met with Rise, and then you're met with like Sophie Campbell's run. It's like, what made you stick around for these past few years, even,
Yeah, I really was. I got into it like super into the Ninja Turtles in like 2016 and 2017, and IDW. The comics were really cool. I read all the original comics from the very beginning. I just went back to Mirage #1 and just gathered them piece by piece. And I read Volume 1, I read Volume 2, and I was getting caught up on all that. Like I was binge reading the comics, getting caught up, and all the TV shows and stuff as well. And IDW was really fun, and the 2012 show was really great and dark. It was like season 4 at that point. It was like the climax of the show, Super Shredder climax. And I heard there was going to be a new show called Rise of the TMNT, and I was going to get to experience it firsthand. And just from the day they introduced the characters, it was just like letdown after letdown and
yeah.
disappointment. And I really feel like there hasn't been any. There's been some stuff, but the past 6 years have been dry. It's been a drought. I feel like I signed up for something and then it's taken a different course over the past 6 years between Rise and Mutant Mayhem and Tales, and it's it seems like the fans have changed. I always lurk on the TMNT Reddit and Technodrome forums, and those have transformed as well, and it's definitely been it's thrown me for a loop. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten into a different franchise. Maybe I should have gotten into it at a different time. I got to time travel back to the 90s or something.
Yeah, did you find it, or have you tried getting like friends or people in your life like into the TMNT? Because like with how dreary things are, in recent years, I'd imagine like that wouldn't be too easy. Or are you just like their version of Michelle Ivy, just some like TMNT obsessed person who you know they don't understand it. They just let you do your own thing.
I think I was like planning on maybe recommending a few things to a few people, and I just didn't do it because it just like I didn't want to be associated with what I would be recommending, some of the current stuff. And some people know I'm, friends and family and acquaintances and all that. They know I'm into the Ninja Turtles, and sometimes they'll ask me a question about the newer content. And they know I'm not the biggest fan of some of the newest stuff. They, in general, know my outlook and viewpoint and all that stuff. But sometimes it's annoying. People don't know me that well. They think I might love the new Tales of the TMN TV show, or, they think I love reading about Lita and Jenica or something. It's just like, I don't. They see some headline like, new female fifth turtle, and they think that's what I'm into. And I want to give them a disclaimer.
Yeah, I walked into a GameStop last year, and the guy working, I think I bought like a TMNT figure of some sort, and the guy tried to like start up a conversation about TMNT, and he asked me about Rise, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not really into that. It's not really my thing, and like he was like hell bent on trying to convince me to watch Rise. So yeah, it's weird. Those people are out there. They're they're out there. They're just consuming everything that comes within their reach, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta slap a TMNT label on it, and they'll buy it up. They'll consume it all. So, yeah, it's been a exciting year for the TMNT, a transitional year for the TMNT. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
ups and downs, I guess. Maybe we'll get some cooler stuff next year. What are your hopes for 2025? Do you have any predictions? Are you excited for Tales of the TMNT season 2?
No, I mean, as far as like TV shows and movies, I'm not really expecting much. And like you said, the last Ronin movie is probably not coming out. So, in that regard, I'm not really looking forward to anything. Um, I don't really think it gets better from here. The the Tales of the TV or the Tales of the TMNT TV show kind of set a baseline for what we should expect as far as like quality, animation quality, um, and it's not going to get better. And it can only get worse. Um, so that's not something I'm looking forward to. But the comics, I am optimistic. I think, Jason Aaron has kind of proven himself to be a competent writer. There I have nitpicks, but it's a clear upgrade. I think that much is obvious. It's a clear upgrade. I think if we keep one ongoing artist and the guy coming on, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. It's Latin American. I don't know.
Oh,
But
Juan Ferreira or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. He's a good artist, and if he sticks around, and if we had like an ongoing artist for, you know, several issues, I think that could be cool. Because one thing I hate is how inconsistent the all TMNT runs, except I guess the Image and Volume 4. They always kind of jump around between styles. So if we had like a consistent style, that'd be good. And his art's good. So, you know, the comics I think are gonna be fine. I mean, Night Watcher's still gonna be bad. So there's that. But the main comic's gonna be good. I think we can expect more cool toys. Maybe we'll get cool things from NECA. Maybe we'll get they're running out of ways to milk the Mirage content. They're coming out with Mirage Leatherhead and a bunch of other like Mirage characters. So
Mhm.
maybe they'll do the Image Turtles. I
Yeah,
would love to see that.
I would love to see that too. I saw a custom image turtle, custom image figure online. It looked so cool. Can't wait for something like that. I would love to see that in 2025. What
Yep.
plans do you have for your, as we're winding down, what plans do you have for your channel in 2025? Do you have any plans coming up for your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have, a ton of videos just kind of or concepts of videos in the backlog. So I think, just hopefully I won't get out hopefully I won't get burnt out. Hopefully I will continue to make videos turning them out. And I released my first video on Cerebus a little bit ago, a few weeks back, and I hope to do some more deep dives on Cerebus. Those are kind of hard to put together because, there's 300 issues of the comic. It's hard to piece it all together. But hopefully I'll do a few more of those. And I'd like to cover more obscure things that you can't find on Turtlepedia.
Oh, good. Well, it's good having a YouTube channel out there like yours. I enjoy watching your videos. I haven't made that many videos this year, honestly. I've been slacking off and I've been indifferent, but I've been enjoying just being a fan of your videos. And I think
Thank you.
everyone should subscribe. Of course, everyone go follow Tato Russo and follow him on Twitter as well. He's got funny, mean tweets. He has like viral hit replies, snide remarks to celebrities and stuff. Very fun follow on Twitter. Recommended.
Yep, the mean tweets. It's what keeps me going.
It's great. I wake up. They're already. He's spiteful at like 8 in the morning. It's wonderful. Who's angry at 8? I'm angry at 8 in the morning. I like that. I see other people angry too. Sunrise. I think, good. I'm not alone.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you just I don't know. If I wasn't, making videos, that's what I would be doing. I would just be talking shit on a random, 2 follower account. It's what I'm destined to do is just be mad on the internet, so it's fine.
Oh, good. Well, I wanted to say thanks again for making great videos this year. It's great to stream with you, get to know you a little bit more. I wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I look forward to all your videos in 2025. And I look forward to streaming with you again. And like I said it earlier, I recommend everyone follow Tato Russo.
Thanks, man. Merry Christmas, and I'm always happy to come on.
Oh, great. It's my pleasure. Well, thank you again, and I will talk to you soon, Tato Russo. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
All right, thank you. See you, man.
Have a great night. Thanks again. How is that, everybody? Is it nice let's get a round of applause for the great Tato Russo. Is it nice to hear from Tato Russo wrap the year up? The end of the year wrap up with Tato Russo. A look back. TMNT 2024. Year in Review, a look back with Tato Ruzu. Is that a good title? Bad thumbnail tonight. Didn't get the best title, didn't get the best thumbnail tonight, but cranking it out. Gotta keep moving on with the weekly live stream. The RPG books. JR24 asked Tato Ruzu if he's going to cover the RPG books. They're pretty cool. They have some unique comics in them, unique stuff. Get to create your own characters. Well, that's nice. One last time in 2024, the 40th anniversary, talking with Tato Ruzu, another great Ninja Turtles YouTube channel. Really enjoyed his videos all year. And like I said, the links are in the description. Gracious with his time. He doesn't want to talk about stuff he doesn't like, so it's good. You know, we get to talk about positive stuff. We talked about Rise of the TMNT and Tales of the TMNT a little bit. You know, you can't just only talk about good. You got to talk about the good and the bad. It's how it is being a Ninja Turtles fan. There's good and bad. It's bittersweet, but I guess you could say life at best is bittersweet. And now the interview news portion of the show is over, and now it's tea time. It's time to just hang out. Now it's time to just chill. We're winding down the year. Just a couple more shows to go. Just one more show next week. Second to last show with Tato Ruzu. And now, one more show left next week. Let me get my tea out. It's tea time. Let me get my cup of tea and my pizza. Now we can just gossip. We can gossip about Tato Ruzu now that he's gone. We can chat about him behind his back over a cup of tea. It's cold out. Opening my window, letting out the hot air. I'm letting in the cool air tonight. It's chilly. But it's always nice to talk to Tato Ruzu. Great Ninja Turtles YouTube channel. I thought I was alone, but Tato Ruzu's out there tearing it up. Wonderful stuff. Really enjoy it. So what else can I say? It's been another week. Only 1 week left. Last show of the year next week. I'm doing the 2024 TMNT Awards and my predictions video. Combined into one. I'm doing my prediction review and making predictions for 2025, and I'm also doing the TMNT Awards. All wrapped into one show. I'm not doing a formal TMNT Award show, a glamorous red carpet event like I've done the past few years. The TMNT Award show for the past couple years, the glamorous, the glitz and the glam. I feel like Taylor Swift. I could use a break from all these award shows. The red carpet, I'm sick of all the flashing lights and paparazzi. So we're going back to our indie Mirage Comics roots. Just doing a regular live stream next week for the 2024 TMNT Awards. I'll also be reviewing my predictions and making predictions for the next year. So that's next week, and I hope you join me. I'd be thankful if you joined me, and I'm thankful you all joined me this week. It's been a great show. I'm always happy to chat. Always happy to hang out with all of you. Another week. It's been great. What can I say? Antoine Ball, Daniel, Red, TMNT 1990. Big thanks to Tato Ruzu, of course, for joining again. JR24. Veronica, thank you so much for joining. Gen X Catholic, 07 to you. Salute. TMNT 1990. What up? Rock 10. Thank you all for joining. Anybody else want a shout out? If you type in the chat right now, I'll give you a shout out. We'll get that mutual dopamine rush. You guys get the rush of a shout out. I get the rush of seeing your chats. So another week. What can I say? It's been a good year. It's been a good year for TMNT. Glad to be here, says Daniel. I'm glad to have you here. You as well, TMNT 1990. It's good to be here, and I'm thankful you guys join me. Hopefully you join me next week for the 2024 TMNT Awards and my predictions as well. Should be fun. Hope you all join me. You too, Mikael. Thanks for joining, everybody. I think we've said it all. Tato Ruzu says it all on Twitter. Make sure to follow Tato Ruzu on Twitter. Perhaps he said too much on Twitter. Go follow him there. Links are in the description. Thank you all for joining me. Slash the like button if you haven't done that already. It's free. Click subscribe if you don't. Leave a comment. Shout out to the replay gang and all the lurkers. Another week. Only one show left in this year. Might do a couple videos. I've been working on a couple videos for a while, but they got a weird feel. Hey, S13. Got a weird feel. They came across mean-spirited. I'm working on these two videos. They came across mean-spirited, so I'm not sure if I should release them. I don't know. I'm conflicted. But one thing I know is I'm happy to join you guys here every Turtle Tuesday. So thanks again for joining me. I feel like I've said it all. I think there's just one thing left to say. Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.